In this video, I want to go over the top 20 luxury SUV deals on the market for this month. We'll go over inventory levels, what kind of a discount to target, and then I'll tell you what sort of incentives and lease payment you can expect to get on each of these 20 vehicles. Just some quick disclaimers, you guys. All these deals expire at the end of the month. They're for 2025 model year vehicles unless I put asterisks, in which case it's a 2024. The deals are assuming you get 7% off the sticker price. However, push for more than this, you guys. The deals are assuming 36 months and 12,000 miles a year, unless marked with asterisks. They're assuming nothing down but your inception fees like first payment and acquisition fee. And lastly, the deals are assuming a 720 FICO credit score. Also, at any point you can access pricing to any of these vehicles by clicking on the vehicle you want in the description below. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, just some observations here, you guys. Things I noticed here. Most situations, you'll probably be able to score more than 7% off the MSRP, and I want to encourage 10% in a lot of these cases, especially with Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, especially as we're getting closer and closer to the new year. BMW and Mercedes are running 39-month leases, which should trim off about 40 to 60 bucks a month off your payment that I'm going to be quoting in this video, because I'm running these payments at 36 months. So if you're at the dealership getting quoted on a 39, this is probably going to be the better payment. Now, Acura has what's called Flexcash, so dealers can pick and choose if they want to apply a couple $1,000s off on your deal. And in some cases, as I witnessed yesterday, about $4,000 was applied from the manufacturer to the dealer in what's called Flexcash. The dealer only has a limited amount of Flexcash he can use on deals for this month, so it's not like he can just apply it to an unlimited amount of cars. They may actually run out at one dealership, but at another dealership, they could probably pull off the dealer you're looking for because they've still got Flexcash. Lexus is really suffering with inventory, and if you're hoping to get a smoking hot deal on a Lexus, it's probably going to be a bit harder on those than it is on, say, like a BMW or a Mercedes. Genesis is giving these GV70s away, and this program is just absolute insanity. Mercedes has tons of cash going from the factory to the dealer, but the lease payments are nothing to rave about. You need to score about 10% off for these payments to actually feel like they're a good deal. So let's get into these deals. At number 20 is the BMW X5. BMW currently has 5,900 in stock, with a large chunk being the xDrive 40i. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $72,295, and targeting 7% off the MSRP would land us a lease payment of $828.75 a month for 39 months. This was about $870 a month at 36. Right now, BMW is running 1.99% promotional financing at 60 months, as well as a $1,000 rebate and $1,000 in a loyalty or a conquest incentive if you've got one of its competitors. Next is the Audi Q7. Audi currently has 3,300 Q7s in stock, with a large chunk being the Quattro Premium Plus 55 all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $72,780, and targeting 7% off the MSRP would land us a lease payment of $822 a month. Audi is offering 5.99% promotional financing at 60 months, with a $2,000 credit and $3,500 coming from the manufacturer to the dealer. So factor that in addition to the 7% that I'm recommending to get off the sticker. Next is the Mercedes GLE. Mercedes currently has 11,000 GLEs in stock, with a large chunk being the 350 4MATIC. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $67,135. Targeting 7% would land us a lease payment of $803 a month. Mercedes is offering no promotional APR, but they are getting $5,000 from the manufacturer to the dealer, so account for that after the 7%, like we told you to do for the Audi. Next is the Volvo XC90. Volvo currently has about 6,800 XC90s in stock, with a large chunk being the B6 Plus bright theme 7-passenger all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $67,770 and targeting 7% would land us a lease payment of $782 a month. Right now, Volvo is running 3.99% at 72 months, as well as a $2,000 finance credit, $5,000 in lease cash in my region, and a $2,000 Costco rebate. You guys want to check out incentives in your region. You always got to double check that your region is running the same exact program as mine. I show you how to do this in my cheat sheet that's also in the description below. Next is the Audi Q5. Audi currently has 5,300 in stock, with a large chunk being the Premium Plus S-Line 45. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $58,175 and targeting 7% would land us a lease payment of $738 a month. Next is the Genesis GV80. Genesis currently has 3,100 in stock, with a large chunk being the 3.5T Prestige all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $80,855 and targeting 7% would land us a lease payment of $757 a month. Right now, Genesis is running 3.99% APR at 60 months, as well as a $1,000 rebate and $1,000 in loyalty or conquest incentive. Next is the Acura MDX. Acura currently has 7,300 in stock, with a large chunk being the SH all-wheel drive with tech. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $60,750 and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $688.62. Right now, Acura is running 4.9% at 60 months with a $1,000 loyalty / conquest incentive. Also, dealers may apply the Flexcash. Flexcash could range anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000, so always shoot for a little bit more than 7 to 10% off, because you might be able to score like 10 to 13% off. Next is the Lexus RX. Lexus currently has 3,000 RXs in stock, with a large chunk being the 350 Premium all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $59,404 and targeting 7% would land us a lease payment of $655.55. Right now, Lexus is running 3.49% at 60 months with no rebates. Next is the Infiniti QX50. Infiniti currently has 2,200 QX50s in stock, with a large chunk being the Lux all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $48,370 and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $622. Right now, Infiniti is running 2.9% APR at 60 months, as well as a $1,000 rebate and $1,500 in loyalty incentives. Next is the Audi Q3. Audi currently has 3,600 Q3s in stock, with a large chunk being the Premium Plus S-Line 45. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $48,390 and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $617 a month. Audi currently is offering 3.99% at 60 months, as well as a $1,500 credit and $3,000, by the way, if you finance through a third-party bank. Next is the Lexus NX. Lexus currently has 2,100 NXs in stock, with a large chunk being the 350 Premium all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $52,745 and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $610 a month. Right now, Lexus is running 3.49% at 60 months, with no rebates. Next is the BMW X3. BMW currently has 4,100 X3s in stock, with a large chunk being the X-Drive 30. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $53,610 and targeting 5% off would land us a lease payment of $579 a month. Right now, BMW is running 4.49% at 60 months, with a $500 loyalty or conquest incentive. Next is the Acura RDX. Acura currently has 6,500 RDXs in stock, with a large chunk being the SH all-wheel drive with tech. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $48,950 and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $578 a month. Acura is offering no promotional financing, but there is $1,000 in loyalty and conquest. Also, dealers do have the option of applying Flexcash to this deal. Don't expect $4,000 though. Next is the Infiniti QX60. Infiniti currently has 5,000 QX60s in stock, with a large chunk being the Lux all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $52,350 and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $564 a month. Right now, Infiniti is running 1.9% at 60 months, as well as a $1,000 rebate and $1,500 in loyalty incentives. Next is the Mercedes GLC. Mercedes currently has 9,700 GLCs in stock, with a large chunk being the 300 4MATIC. The one I've picked out has an MSRP of $53,475, and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $560 a month. Mercedes is offering no promotional APR, but dealers are getting $2,500 from the manufacturer. Next is the Volvo XC60. Volvo currently has 9,400 XC60s in stock, with a large chunk being the B5 Plus dark theme all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $55,345, and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $511 a month. Right now, Volvo is running 3.99% at 72 months, as well as a $2,000 rebate, $1,500 from Costco, and $1,000 or more in loyalty incentives depending on your region. Next is the Mercedes GLA. Mercedes currently has 5,600 GLAs in stock, with a large chunk being the 250 front-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $44,845, and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $489 a month. Mercedes is offering no promotional APR. However, dealers are getting $2,000 in dealer cash from the manufacturer. Next is the BMW X1. BMW currently has 3,600 X1s in stock, with a large chunk being the xDrive 28i. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $48,205, and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $474 a month. Right now, BMW is running 2.99% at 60 months with a $500 rebate. Next is the Volvo XC40. Volvo currently has 4,700 XC40s in stock, with a large chunk being the B5 Plus bright theme all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $49,620, and targeting 7% off the MSRP would land us a lease payment of $433 a month. Right now, Volvo is running 3.99% at 72 months, as well as a $2,000 rebate, $1,000 from Costco, and $1,000 or more in loyalty incentives, again, depending on your region. Last but not least is the Genesis GV70. Genesis currently has 4,800 GV70s in stock, with a large chunk being the 2.5T standard all-wheel drive. The one I've got picked out has an MSRP of $48,495, and targeting 7% off would land us a lease payment of $402 a month. Right now, Genesis is running 2.9% at 60 months, as well as a $1,000 rebate and $1,000 in loyalty or conquest. You guys, in the description below, you'll be able to request pricing on the vehicle you want from your local dealerships. In addition, you're also able to book a quick 30-minute call with me if you'd like to talk about your situation and get my thoughts. If you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Maybe share it with a friend. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.